Greetings folks, Eler here. I've got a match from the last round of ranked season to share with you. This is Infidel, to whom I apologize for the delay in getting this out. This is a very good match that he plays in the Japanese gunboat destroyer Akizuki. The last season of ranked was with tier-VIII ships, 7 versus 7. And he's got a match where there's 4 battleships, 1 cruiser, and 2 destroyers for each team. The opposing team has no radar, and Infidel's build is pretty normal and typical for a Japanese gunboat destroyer with IFHE, superintendent, and survivability expert. Now, I am going to free camera or use free camera for this replay. Infidel has the practice of using the scroll wheel to zoom, which he's comfortable with, and that's certainly an acceptable way of playing the game, but it's not typical, and sometimes people find that type of zooming is quite disorienting. So I'm going to free camera this and hopefully give you good angles on what he's looking at and what he's looking to target. So Infidel is going to be contested by 2 destroyers. One is the Lightning, which we just saw show up at the south end of the Bravo cap, and now Infidel has run into the opposing Akizuki. So obviously these guys are going to have the identical detection, and you would think that this game, well, this isn't a very auspicious start with him having, he literally had 6 people target him at one point, and he is quite extended here with being detected by the opposing Akizuki, and he does have to be a little bit careful here also because he was in a crossfire situation with the Lightning, who very well could have sent torpedoes. So he's going to creep into the cap here, does repair so he can get his engine going again and get out of the way in case torpedoes do come. I think he ends up backing out. Oh, in fact, he just, the first set of torpedoes that he sent, he ended up getting 3 of them. I don't remember what that was on. I think that was on one of the Vladivostoks. But in any case, he gets 50,000 in damage actually quite early in this game here, and is looking to just try to contest the cap, although he's bled out of Charlie. Here we see the opposing Lightning. Now, I have panned over to the Lightning because I was looking at the mini-map and saw that he showed up, and at this point, I think Infidel was still focusing on the opposing Akizuki and the Bismarck, but he is going to move his guns here and put them on the opposing Lightning. Frankly, the Lightning is way overextended here, but the Lightning charges the Z-23 and ends up helping his team take out the Z-23. I suspect the Z-23 was detected by the Lightning's hydro, but Infidel is going to try to put himself in a position here where he can finish off the Lightning and stay in some form of protection or concealment, although he is still being hit by both the Akizuki and the secondaries of the opposing Bismarck. And unfortunately, he was unable to get in and get Charlie capped, but it looks like one of the allied Vladivostoks has moved into Charlie, although he is going to be quite overextended and exposed, and he's going to get focused out here fairly soon as well. So Infidel has 1 kill, and he's just noticed that the opposing Prince Eugen is very low in health, so it does kind of make sense for him to go here and try to finish off the Prince Eugen, which he does for a 2nd kill, and is going to avoid the torpedoes from the Prince Eugen, which actually looks like he had sent quite close to where Infidel was located originally, so he was actually quite close to the cap. So Infidel's going to move forward here and look to help get Bravo. And the Allied team is contesting Charlie, but they're not going to get that cap because the Vladivostok is going to be under constant fire and constantly being reset. Infidel's moved into the cap here. Now, looking at the tactical situation, the teams are even on ships. They have a little more control on the cap situation. They've now just secured Bravo. And the fact that Infidel is in Bravo means that he is also going to be able to get the Alpha cap provided he stays in here. Because being, for those of you who don't know, being in the smaller of the 2 embedded caps allows you to get both caps. Whereas if you were only within the Alpha cap, you would not be contesting the smaller Bravo cap. Sent a couple of a couple of spreads of torpedoes here in on the opposing Vladivostok, and he does get one with flooding. Now, Infidel is very low on health at this point, so if he gets detected, he isn't going to be able to tolerate too many shots here. He is going to open up on the Vladivostok, which has started to heal. I don't know if Infidel was looking to be courteous and let his allied Bismarck get the kill on the Vladivostok, but the Vladivostok here is starting to heal, and so I think it is sensible for Infidel to be helping to try to finish this off. Now you notice that he's getting very poor alpha. In fact, the Bismarck is able to finish off the Vladivostok. One of the traits of the Soviet battleships is that other than their superstructures, they have very thick plating, and basically only battleship HE can penetrate a lot of their plating other than their superstructure, or other than their main belt. So this is why you will often see a lot of these gunboat destroyers just really not doing much in the way of alpha damage, and they really depend on being able to get fires going on these Soviet battleships to be able to try to wear them down, or preferably torpedo hits as well. So he's putting some fire here on the other opposing Vladivostok, but you can see the very small amount of alpha damage that he's doing to the Vladivostok. He needs to get back into some cover here. He has been detected. Now, obviously, the opposing Vladivostok had his main guns probably turned towards the Allied Bismarck. However, his secondaries very well could have sent some shots in on Infidel here and looked to take him out. Now, the Vladivostok, his health was changing. I don't remember if he was healing or burning, but yeah, in fact, it looks like he's burning out here. And so he is taken out by this same Bismarck that's now sunk a second ship. So coming back to the tactical situation, the Allied team does have two caps under control. One of the Allied Vladivostoks that I mentioned had moved into Charlie. He was indeed focused out. So the Allied team has never taken that Charlie cap, but they do have a one ship advantage. Now, this is in my mind, is very risky. Infidel has smoke ready, is going to pop the smoke here, is going to get detected very briefly by the Monarch. Fortunately, it was short enough that the Monarch secondaries did not go off on him, but Infidel was able to get a torpedo spread. And the Monarch, I don't know. If I had been the Monarch, I guess I would have immediately slowed and turned, assuming that torpedoes were coming, but it looks like he didn't do that. And Infidel gets his third kill. So he's up to 3 kills. The opposing team is down to their own opposing Akizuki and one of their other battleships. I think it's a Bismarck. And so it looks like the Allied team has this pretty well in hand at this point. Now you can see some comments in chat being used about being careful. That's true. This is one of these potential cases that I think Jingles refers to as trying to win harder when teams get a very strong lead, but then they basically take significant risks, and they end up starting to throw games by overextending or allowing the opposing team to focus them out by one. But fortunately, Infidel, being a very seasoned destroyer captain, is very aware of the risks here. So he's just going to take Charlie. You can see some torpedoes from the opposing Akizuki that have been sent into the Bravo cap. I don't remember. In fact, it looks like he used his torpedo reload booster, because you can see a second set. They're going in toward the Cleveland. Now the Charlie cap has now also been secured, so the Allied team has all 3 caps. They have, almost a 500-point lead here. And you can see that even though Infidel is open gunboating here, he's leveraging the opposing Akizuki's smoke screen to stay concealed and be able to put fire on the Bismarck. And now we can see the opposing Akizuki. Now, Infidel gets detected here, I think, because the smoke screen is dissipating. So this is, again, a fairly risky situation. You can see the secondaries from the Bismarck are starting to come in. Now, I don't know whether this Bismarck has manual secondaries. Obviously, he has spec for range, but given the number of secondaries that are hitting Infidel, it's a little hard for me to tell whether the Bismarck has manual secondaries or not. But Infidel is going to creep forward here just a little more so they can keep some island between himself and the Bismarck, get himself back into some concealment. There he goes. Although he's taken some more chip damage, and there he gets his 4th kill by taking out the opposing Bismarck. So the opposing Akizuki has successfully captured Alpha and Bravo. Now, I've accelerated the replay here because Infidel and his allied North Carolina spend the next few minutes sort of sailing around, trying to find the Akizuki. They move back into the Alpha Bravo group of circles here to capture it. And once they capture that, they're still not sure where the Akizuki is, or the opposing Akizuki. And now the opposing Akizuki has moved into Charlie. Now, Infidel does something very interesting here. I think I'm going to have to ask him about this after I post this replay. He has his torpedo indicator set up, and you can hear from the cue of the music that we're winding down here. I'm not sure why he didn't have his guns ready, because once he gets detected, or provided he gets detected, he is very low health, and he would need to take that many hits from the opposing Akizuki to be sunk. So I'm curious why he isn't prepared to use his guns here, and instead has his torpedo indicator. He does here get detected. It takes him a moment to switch to his guns. The opposing Akizuki does get off a salvo before Infidel does, but Infidel is able to get enough shells in on the opposing Akizuki and take him out, earning a Kraken in a 7v7 ranked battle. So very well done, Infidel. Thank you very much for sharing. This was a really good match. Well done. Like I said, 5 kills, earns top XP, almost 3,000, or almost 2,900 XP. So really good match. So thanks again for sharing, Infidel. I hope everybody enjoyed the replay and the commentary. Please do leave your comments below. And as always, we hope to see you out there, and we wish you happy sailing.